Good afternoon and good evening. Hey, honey, and with your affairs, how you guys doing today? Today we're going to talk for 1 hour or less. Depends how the topic is going to be. 5 o'clock, I'm going to sing. None in here. I'm going to sing on my YouTube studio. It's not too late to request a song on my community page. It's the today. No, no, no. What's up, Biggie? Okay, the topic is what is private and what is public places. To me, it's hard to because sometimes when it's like a lot of people told me like the doctors are private, the doctor is public. To me, the difference between a public doctor and a private doctor is if it's a clinic, more than one doctor, it's 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 public. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's to me. If only one doctor can have a private office, it's private. That's it. I could be wrong, but that's the difference. You know, if I'm wrong, just let me know. You know, what's up, Bruce? Hey, AVA is the VA hospital is public or private? Yeah, I know, but sometimes I don't know because clinics. Who paid the clinics? Doctors. Hey, Bob Roger, who paid the clinics? Doctors. Do we? Like what that area, Avian? What do you mean exactly? You mean you saying like go inside the doctor office? Like for like you go inside that the doors where you waiting for the doctor? Oh, you mean when the nurse called you name and they go and wait for the doctor? Yes, that's I know that's private. Oh yes, I know that. Of course it is. Yes. Good morning, Nancy. Yeah, but sometimes, okay, sometimes, okay. How about, okay, urgent care? I'm not talking ER, urgent care. Is urgent care private or public? Okay, if you go in urgent care and take a picture or film them, is urgent care is public or private? What's up, ex Harvard? You telling me, you telling me, urgent care it's private? I don't, that part, I, that's part I disagree, Memphis King. Hi, Sonia G. That's part I disagree. Okay, G. See you, Biggie. No, it's not private, Master King. No, because urgent care is they're paying by the insurance, Medicare, and people pay by their pockets. Even doctor office, all you know. That's why I don't. That's why I don't understand. You know, people people who doesn't have can pay to have insurance too. You know, the Medicare. You know, that's what I don't understand. Oh yes, I know. In the back, yes, I know. But in the front, they say it's private. Some people say in public. You know. Anyway, this is not singing this area yet. Singing at 5 o'clock in my other panel. I still don't understand. I don't. We're not talking all about singing here, Elo and Cynthia. We're talking all about the subject we have, you know? What's up, Charlotte? We are talking private and public. Okay, how about like like if we go to take a train, like a metro, like a like a subway, it's private or hey Lord, this is not the time for you. I'm trying to have a subject for public and private stuff. Hey Ayla, okay. It's your gym. The gym. It's private or public. No, it doesn't. I send you the link in your email. Tats on your email. Check your email. Thanks. Ah, because I was because the reason why I'm trying to figure it out because like like when she did the audit yesterday, the HM Mountain Dew, to me this is To me, it's not private. It's public. Because I don't like when people say, "Oh, it's public." It's not really public. It's private or public. The way private is really public. You know. Yes, I know, but a lot of people think it's private, but it's not because it's a clinic. Clinic is not private; it's public. Because because if you have one more, because it looks like a clinic, you know. It's like okay, hold on. Oh, if you see that video, Nancy, it will tell you.
There you are.
Yes. Hey, Indiana,
Hold on.
you want to come up, Indiana? The link is up there.
Indiana. Which one am I on? Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure I don't X out of the wrong one. All right, now I'm ready. How's everybody doing this evening? So, what are we talking about, Greg?
We are talking all about private and public places, like what happened yesterday, all about NS Mountain View. You know,
Oh,
everybody
okay.
thinks it's a
Because
private place, but it's
earlier you said public and private songs is what it said.
no,
At least
no.
I
I
saw it. Yeah.
changed it.
Yeah, I was wondering what that meant. I wasn't real sure.
No, I changed it.
Okay, so public and private places to record is what you're talking about?
Yeah, because some people thinks it was private. To me, it's not private because to me it looks like a clinic. Clinic
Okay,
is
well,
private, public. You know.
okay, so here's the thing. And do you mind if I give you an idea of what
Yes, please,
the
yes.
difference is?
That's why I brought you up there because you know more that topic than I do a little bit. You know.
Okay, okay. Well, here's what I think about that. So if a place is open for the general public, so
Hmm.
now, it can't be owned by a private company. So there are some clinics that are private clinics because they're owned by private citizens, right? So that would be like um, a clinic owned by, I don't know. Let's say the clinic is owned by a church, right?
Hmm.
Just for a lack of a better example, just say the clinic is owned by a church and that church owns the clinic. So that clinic belongs to that church, which makes that private property. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh
Even
yes,
though
yes,
even though anybody can own it, like okay, how about this? Walmart, it's open to the public, right?
yes.
But it's privately owned. So you can't do whatever you want on that property because the property owners have the say of what you can and can't do on that property. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. I thought woman was public.
No, it's not public, it's public accessible, but they can trespass you for whatever reason they want because it's privately owned. You see what I'm saying? So let's put it this way, Gregory. Let's say you wanted to open up a large store. So
Yes.
you wanted to own, let's say you wanted to open up a store called Gregory Mart. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Or how about Alo Mart? Okay.
Yeah.
And Alo Mart sells nothing but rubber dog shit, right?
Mhm.
And I figured you would like that. But so if if um if Alo Mart sells nothing but rubber dog shit and you are the rubber dog shit king, then you control whatever happens in that business. You can now you can't discriminate based on someone's sex, skin color, religion, and things like that. You can't normally do that, but you can be open to the public until somebody breaks one of your rules. Let's say you have a right to make whatever rules you want on your own private property because you own that business, right?
Mhm.
So you can, just like your house, right? You can make whatever rules you want in your house, and a house is a little bit more restrictive because you can choose whoever you want to come and go in your house. But a business open to the general public, while it may not discriminate against people of certain races and so on and so forth, it it can have its own rules. Like, for instance, in Gregory Mart, you may say that you cannot run in my store because if you run in my store, you could slip and fall and hurt yourself, and I can get sued for that. So I have a rule that says you can't run in my dog shit or my rubber dog shit store. Um, and if you do, I'm going to trespass you. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So if it's publicly owned, so publicly owned means the government owns it, if you want to call it that. The government owns it because the people are in charge of the government. So you and me and anybody that's just a regular citizen here in the United States is the people. We are the people. We are the public, and anything owned by the government belongs to the people. So that particular place, if it's within normal business hours and the general public can go inside that area and it's not a restricted place, then you are able to record there and do what you want, so long as it doesn't disrupt the business that's going on in that area. Now, the disruption doesn't come from the act itself of recording, but it can come from the disruption that people cause because you're recording, but that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them in the way they react. But if you're out there yelling and screaming and causing a commotion while you're recording, then that can be considered disruptive and you can be asked to leave or trespass. I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's kind of a long explanation, but I don't know how else to say it. I mean, is that
Yeah, that's a
about
perfect explanation. Nobody could
okay?
say it better.
Yeah, you just can't. I'm trying to put it in a way that everybody can understand.
Oh my god, dude! I just got,
Gregory Mart is not subsidized by the government. The government is not into. Well, they may be, but as far as Gregory Mart, no, he gets no money from the government. It's all privately owned.
I just got done watching your video, Tats, and oh my gosh, I had to change my shirt.
Was it pretty good?
I was taking some Dr Pepper and I spit it all over my fucking shirt.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That's my next one was a requested video um, for um, for public safety. Requested that I review one of his videos, so that's what my next one's going to be.
Yeah,
Um, and so I am not going to watch it until I review it because that's kind of how I like to do those reviews. I like to give my first impression, not have to mull it over and think about what I'm going to say, but I want to say it right when I react to it. And I've
okay.
never seen this video, so I'm just going to say what I think.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. And if it's not, then it's going to be bad. So whatever. That's my commitment. I want to give my honest opinion. That's
Yeah.
all.
Just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I can't see the comments right now. I'm on my phone, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have Polly Glocks. I've never seen Polly Glocks before.
Oh, Paul he's cool.
Okay, and Alo's in here. Alo Mart. We were just talking about your store.
For the owner.
Chopper, G'd up, Quinn is here. Cynthia is here. Sean Little is here. I'm doing the fraud at Wrangler thing. Anti-conformist is, huh?
That was very quick topic.
Well, no, well, Greg, I mean, we can go into more into well, let's see. Don't forget if the
How
property
about police
is by itself,
stations? It's public.
that is public. But let me just put it to you this way. Let's see, publicly owned, but at least,
Hey, Walter Hodge, what's
yeah.
up?
Havoc has a good point, and I'll say that. So if let's just say you own, let's say Gregory owns Gregory Mart, but Gregory Mart has some office space that you can rent out to a government organization. So let's say the water department, that where you pay your water bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the water department where you pay your water bill wants to rent space in Gregory Mart, and you say, okay, water department, here's how much it costs per month to rent the
that
space.
explains why my water's so bad.
Right. So exactly, it smells like it smells like rubber dog shit, right?
Yeah.
So the government says, okay, we'll move our office into your building. That now becomes public property as so far as access to it. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you now, if they violate the contract of your your rules for what a tenant needs to be in your building, then that's one thing, but you cannot kick somebody out of their government office because now it becomes an office of the people.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how that kind of works.
Now, what's your information on the because I'm not going. When I start doing it, I'm not going to do post offices. But I
don't like post office audits, and I'll tell you why. Because and I'll straight up say it. I don't believe that poster 7 gives you explicit permission to record inside a post office. I don't believe it. I've read it several times. I consider myself to be somewhat intelligent. And when I read it, I don't read where it says you can go in there and record at any given moment.
It's
now,
very
I know
hard
I know it's a federal building, but
right,
like the employees, they're not being paid by the government.
right. Yeah, and that's true too. While the postal service does get subsidized by the government, a lot of post offices are privately owned in a way. But I will say this: when I read Poster 7, and I've read it, I did a video one time, and I started really reading into Poster 7. And when I read it, it says only during public meetings. So a public meeting is not being held when I see most audits. And it also says the postmaster or the person in charge can tell you whether or not you can or can't be there recording. That's what it says. And so I don't believe I don't believe Poster 7 gives you that permission. I think auditors are wrong that way.
No,
now do I
it's how to write it.
Yeah, but do I agree?
Understand.
Do I agree with that necessarily? Maybe not. Maybe not. But well, limited public forum. So let's talk about this. So I was actually just recently looking at this because of what Wrangler was saying in his video with Four Corners, right?
Oh yeah.
So
he's a freaking idiot.
Okay. When it comes to limited public forums, if you read the court cases, when it comes to that ruling on limited public forums and so on and so forth,
to be restricted area. They're restricted.
Exactly, it's a restricted area, not an area that's open to general public, but an area that is restricted. So if you go into a
And there
office,
has to
let's
be a
say,
sign saying that it's a
and there
restricted
should be a
area.
sign that says that, right, notifying that the public is not allowed to do this, that, and the other thing,
Yeah.
this, that, and the third, as people like to say, right? But if it's open to the general public and the general public is allowed to access it within the normal business hours at the time that that place is open, then you of course can go in there. Because here's the thing: what objection would you have? An objection for me to go in the same place with a pen and paper? Would there, do you think that someone would come up to me and tell me that I need to stop immediately writing down on a notepad while I'm in a lobby of some
Oh,
place?
exactly. And wait until they come out with
Mhm.
those the glasses that will have cameras on them and all that shit. What are they
Yeah,
gonna do?
but let me ask you that. I'm asking that to people that are in the lobby. Do you think that somebody would say, "Hey, stop that writing immediately"? But I'm recording in my writings. I'm recording and sketching what I see, right? Because that's what because that's what because that's what they used to do in the old days when the Constitution was written, right? Is what they would take out their little pen and their quill, their quill and their parchment paper, and they would start writing it
Yeah,
down.
you know what the anti-auditor page will say? Oh, well, what about all the courts where you can't bring in a camera, but people there,
A
yeah, but
courtroom is a little different than a
but they have a
courthouse.
sketch artist.
Right,
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
But I will say this too, as far as the signs and stuff like that. Okay, so um, here's the thing: if you're talking about a public or non-public forum or limited public forum and all those things, right? If you read the case, and I actually skipped over this part, if you read that part of the case, it says for expressive activity. The act of recording is not an expressive activity. If the camera could talk, yes, that would be an expressive activity. But recording in itself, by itself, recording what you see, hear, and observe in a public area with just the camera, the mere act of recording is not an expressive activity. I know it could be argued that the auditors do ask questions, but so does anybody else from the general public.
Yeah,
So you can't say that
I
one
mean,
person's
people wouldn't
questions,
be able to know, but I mean, what
you
if you had
can't, what's that?
a photographic memory? You know?
Right, but let's put it to you this way: if I have the camera in my hand and I'm asking the same kinds of questions that I would ask if I did not have the camera in my hand, then I could not be restricted based on that either.
Did you see what
Um,
happened to Eli?
yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
what are your
Let's
rather
look
thoughts?
into
unfortunate.
it.
What are your
To
thoughts on
me,
that?
it's like a lot of some people says he did it on purpose, but to me, it's like it's hard to tell the video. To
Well,
me,
Ranger Horse, he is correct there when it comes to certain areas. Now, a limited public forum would actually, uh, son of a bitch, who's calling me here?
Dude, I'm getting all these freaking
Jeez
one
Louise.
800 calls.
Um, but here's the thing. Um, the reason, okay, let's break it down to you like this, okay? Why was the freedom of press included into the First Amendment? Can I ask anybody that? Why was the freedom of press written into the US Constitution? Why is that? Can anybody say? Class, Bueller. I can answer that question if you'd like. The reason why, because I actually have a book that covers the entire beginnings of our country. It's a very good book. My son got it for me, actually. And it talks about the entire history of all of this. And so courtrooms, correct. But here's the thing about that, okay? I don't even agree with that, to be honest with you, as far as constitutionality, but that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah,
What,
and it all depends state too.
what
Like
I'm talking
in
about
Florida.
here,
In
what I'm
Florida,
talking
you're
about
allowed to,
here
I think.
is simply in a place where the general public is allowed to be during normal business hours. I'm not talking about going into a courtroom. I'm not talking about going into a private office. I'm not talking about going into a door that says this is a restricted area, do not go in here. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking if anybody else is allowed to be there just as much as then you are as well, and you are allowed to engage in First Amendment activity in public areas where the public generally has access to, so long as it doesn't disrupt the normal business going on in that area. That's all. But the disruption can't be the act of your First Amendment protected activity. The disruption needs to be caused with you either physically or vocally or a little bit of both, right? But I'll say this: if you if you go in there like a lot of auditors do, and I will not defend auditors that intentionally disrupt the business and try to do things to elicit a response for their camera. I don't support that at all. I believe an audit should be more of a passive thing. You stand there with your camera, you record the response to whatever you record
Exactly.
whatever's going
That's
on,
the whole point.
and however they respond, they respond. And I would even go a little further and not to play like a little child and go, well, he said the bad things to me first, so I said bad things to him back. I don't even like that. I think you should make the asshole look like the asshole, and you should come out smelling like roses. And that way you have a more poignant recording of actually what goes on in that situation, instead of interjecting yourself trying to defend yourself and all of this stuff. You
Yeah,
get
but then they don't get the drama. Then they don't get the likes and
Oh,
the
I
views.
understand that, but that to me is not what you're doing as an auditor. You're as
I
an
agree with
auditor,
Tess.
you're what's that?
I agree with you, Tess. I
Yeah,
agree with
that's yeah, I believe you don't act like a petulant little child and play peekaboo with a little old man that's behind the counter. Um, you know, um, but getting back to a question though that I said was, why do you think the First Amendment was written? Why was the freedom of press put in the Constitution? And I'll even ask you this: who do the First Amendment rights apply to? Who has the privilege, if you want to call it a privilege, who has the right to be covered under the First Amendment? Would it be people with credentials or people without credentials, people with a college level education or people without a college level education? But if you're going to apply it to one of those rights, you need to apply it to all of those rights. So,
Mhm.
which one of those rights do you think belongs only to those people that are hired by mainstream media companies? Which one of those rights is it? Freedom of speech? Or is it freedom of press? Is it the freedom of religion? Or is it the freedom to seek redress for your grievances? Is which one of those rights require a college degree or a credential? None of them. That's right. So when you hear people like Fraud at Wrangler say that you need credentials to be a member of the press, those credentials mean nothing more than basically a name tag saying, yes, this person works for our organization.
Yeah.
And yes, we hired them because we believe that they have what it takes to be a journalist. But that's as far as it goes. That is a private business giving out those credentials saying this person is a journalist. But I can do the same thing. Can I not? Can I not open up my own business saying that my business is journalism? Do I not have that right as an American? Can I not say to somebody, I'm a journalist and that is the business that I want to start, because I would argue that that's kind of how CNN started. That's kind of how Fox News started. That's kind of how CBS, ABC, NBC, and all of those other companies started, right?
Mhm.
Or am I wrong? So who gave them the right to call themselves press, and who gave them the right to call themselves journalists? And do they not do it for views and clicks, if you want to call it that? Do they not keep track of the demographics and the people that view their content? Do they not make money off of their YouTube channels? How about that? They actually, did they ask everybody permission that are in their news stories if they could put their likeness on YouTube?
Yeah, every television, you know,
Yeah, so
even has a YouTube channel.
right. You know, when I was watching the stuff going on in Gaza, let me ask you this question. When those people were being slaughtered in the street and you could see them on the news, did they walk up to them as they were dying and say, hey, can we get your permission to put you on our YouTube channel? I don't think so. I don't think they did.
Well, they probably did it. They probably did it before it happened.
Yeah. Did they get them to sign those waivers and releases to put them on the damn YouTube channels? I'm just asking. Did National Geographic, which was a privately owned magazine, but a lot of people used it as a part of partial news source as well, right? Did they get all those primitive tribes and stuff like that to sign waivers so they can be a part of their magazine, and National Geographic TV shows and the YouTube stuff that they do on their channel as well? Did they do that? I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
I don't think. My name is Humberto Ngali. I can't write. I write in hieroglyphics. What are you meaning? What do you mean? What do you mean sign waiver? What is this YouTube?
You sign waiver, you put whatever you want. Just sign waiver.
Yeah, just sign waiver.
Here.
Huh?
Sign here.
Humberto Ngali. My name is Humberto. You know what I mean? Like, no. So all of these hypocrites out there, that are all these idiots out there that are saying, no, a auditor is not a damn journalist. Well, let me ask you this question. If you look up in a dictionary what a journalist is, what the basic idea of a journalist is, then the idea is that person goes out, right? There's a supply and a demand. So there's or demand and a supply, really. So the demand is for the type of story that person's going to do, right? So it could be argued that there is a demand for what the auditors are doing. So the auditors are going out there gathering content for things that I like to watch, right? And I want to learn about. And then they take it and they upload it to their channel, and then they distribute it to me through YouTube.
Yeah, they're showing all the freaking tyranny.
What's the difference between that and the news about the latest boob job that Kim Kardashian got? But there's some people out there that would call that news. Huh. Well, some people say that they're activists. Some people say that they're a journalist.
They'll think that's news.
But I don't like that argument, and I'll tell you why, Ranger Horse. You know why? Because the amendment that they're using to do their activism, what amendment would that be? What amendment would they be using in the First Amendment that would give them the right to do that type of activism? What right? What? And where in the First Amendment does it say you have a right to do that? Oh, that would be the freedom of press, right? So they are practicing journalism, even if they call themselves an activist or not. Tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato. Right? You're still using that amendment that protects you as a citizen journalist. Because here's the thing. The government wanted the people. Do you think that people that were just fought battles over freaking taxes without representation, right? Taxation without representation. Do you really think that those people trusted the government? Hell no. If you read anything that the founders wrote, most of it is anti-government shit. Most of them would be called anarchists, I would even argue.
Yeah.
But what they realized though that without Oop,
Easy. What's up, brother?
Hello. What up, everybody?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Easy.
Hanging in there. Is my volume bad? Am I echoing? I just like to check because it gives me
Yeah.
a notice.
Do you have an Android phone?
It's not you. It's Google's doing it. They have
Yeah.
a problem with Google.
If you have an Android,
I'm gonna switch to my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Let me know if it's better.
Yeah, you're making everybody echo because you have an Android phone. That's what it is. Yeah. If you have an iPhone or something like that and you can come back in with that, that would be the best solution. Or another device that's not an
I should
Android.
contact or StreamYard and say, hey, I want some of my money back.
Right. Right. So anyway, so I don't know. I think I laid it out pretty easy. Actually, the courts have not necessarily defined journalism, okay? And let me put it to you this way. Okay? If you really read what courts are saying, and I can't off the top of my head like a lot of people do quote every court case out there.
Well,
But actually,
just be really slow.
I will be slow.
And people might understand.
The courts say that the press belongs to the people, and it is one of the great bulwarks of our society and our freedoms. And the people are the press, because you cannot say the people aren't the press because you can't say that the freedom of press isn't meant for the people. Everything written in the First Amendment wasn't written for the people at CNN, was it? No. And I would argue with you by saying this. If a judge can legislate from the bench, then it makes all the legislatures pointless. A legislature makes a law.
Exactly.
Not a judge.
Do what the legislature says. I hope I sound a little better.
Well, it's not you. It's your phone.
Hey, Gregory. Have you ever tried muting? Have you ever tried muting yourself and I would mute it and see if it might help, and then he could just talk.
It's Streamer is working on it.
How's now?
It's not me.
I'm on Bluetooth.
I think you sound better now. We're not echoing now.
Okay, great.
So how are you doing?
It's easy.
What up, everybody? I'm all right. I'm in the house, in the hallway. So, and I was tuning into Gregory, but I didn't want to, I told Gregory I want to come in and say hi. I'm not going to be in the chat like that. But saying hi is still something, and the like is still something, still sharing is still something. But based on what you're talking about, public and private, that's got it on the nail right now. And I've been listening and agreeing with him, but I wanted to join and talk about it my damn self. So,
Right.
Let me put a better picture. Not for this channel. This is not for this channel.
All right. But yeah, man, that's my whole take on it, but I don't believe that the government or the courts can even decide necessarily. I mean, the courts I know are, but the Supreme Court has not defined who the Supreme Courts have not necessarily defined yet who journalists are. But I don't believe the only decision they can say is that it is the people, because it is a right. So
exactly.
let me put it to you this way. Do you believe the
It's
court can
literally the
decide?
First Amendment, though, Tax. If that's literally the First Amendment in the first sentence, in the, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
The people have a freedom. It's literally the first one. Why can't they accept the first one, the first written one?
right, right. And here's the thing: the freedom of press, just like the freedom of religion, just like the freedom to redress your grievances with your government or seek redress of your grievances with your government, it is a right, just like all of those rights. They are written on the same in the same amendment because they are all equal to each other. You can't put stipulations on one and not all of them. You can't.
Like, all right, basically, like what you said just now. I'm gonna refer back to GGA's page, and I tried it myself. I even talked to the cop without the cameras on and all that, whatever. And he agreed to the same shit GGA said. He said, "Would you allow me to pray again? Would you allow me to agree? You have my grievances. This, that, all of them except the first one, the right to record."
Right.
So you let four pass out of five, but you resist the legit first written amendment to the people.
Right. By the way, Brandon, you don't have your religious pass? What are you talking about? You don't have your religious worshiping credentials? I have mine. What do you mean?
What's that religion pass? Never heard of it before.
Indeed, Gregory, that is the question. Because there is no
Good question. Good question. What the hell is a religious pass?
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
What
easy.
the?
How's Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's he
As
gonna
far
do
as
it?
I know, he edited that video. He ain't did it. He ain't did it in the hospital. That's all I know. You take time for that.
Oh,
So
well,
he
I
got.
will.
He
I will.
got to be home.
Well, Ranger,
That's
I
all
would say that.
That's
I
what
would
I
say,
believe, not what I know.
Okay.
Ranger, I would say that people on YouTube do that, right? Do they not edit their videos? Do they not make corrections sometimes? I mean, of course. But they don't have to do no. Look, if the government has control over what you can and can't do as a member of the free press, barring slanderous things that are infringing on other people's rights, right? Barring that, if the government can pick and choose what you can and can't do, who is the news and who is not the news, then you're running into a government controlled news organization like, for instance, China, Russia, North Korea, Cuba. They control who the news is and who the news isn't. And that's why it's in our Constitution, because the government doesn't have that power. The government doesn't have the power to tell you what you can and cannot say in a public area. The government doesn't have the power to pick and choose who the media is or isn't. That
Over
is not the
here,
government's
us
power.
owners,
People don't realize how lucky we are. I mean, you go to
over here, we are the real news. We are real news.
yeah, you
The,
go to
the fucking
you go to
media, the real
UK.
media that be on
They
television and all that shit, that shit is fake news. They're gonna go, they repeat the same shit over and over and over. I'm tired.
I would
This is a
also,
program.
Ranger, I know what you're about to say. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater, can you? Well, that's actually a rumor. Look it up. Look it up. That if you look at the history of that, you actually can. That is not a crime. It is not a crime to yell fire in a theater. Look it up before you argue with me. Look it up. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Tax got dollars. Tax got dollars. Listen, that's why I respect everybody who's older than me. You know why? Because all they could
That's all I
do
can
is
tell you.
give me more
now
knowledge.
now can you stream fire in a theater if there isn't a fire?
Yes, you can.
Really? Ah.
Absolute. No. Not just if there is a fire, even if there isn't a fire. Look it up before
Yeah,
you
because it'd
argue
be
with
part of
me.
the movie. You'd be like, oh, look at that fire.
Look it up before you argue with me. I caution
Well,
anybody to not
But what
to
happens
before you
if you
say,
cause go ahead. Go ahead.
because I actually looked it up and I did some research on this. I promise you, I'm correct.
Dude, you
Promise.
need to make a video of that.
Mhm.
I can promise you that is nothing but it was based on a situation that happened. I can't remember all of the particulars right off the top of my head now, but it was based on a situation that actually happened, and it was a non-issue. It was a non-crime. It was what it boils down to. No, you can by all means. What's that? Add and not take away. Well, I'm not a legal scholar by any stretch, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% perfect on everything, but I do know what I know. And I know what listen, arguing with what the freedom of press is in the Constitution is like looking at a stop sign and thinking that it says something other than stop. You can't read the First Amendment and think that it says something else because it doesn't. It doesn't say anything else but what it says. How the hell can you read the First Amendment and say the Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom
It's clear
of
as day.
it's as clear as a crystal clear spring. There is no question as to what it says and what it means. Anybody that says that is lying to you, or they're trying to, and I'll say this much: the government's always
Well,
trying to get a little bit more power from the people. That's where the
Yep.
power comes
well,
from. So of course
Always.
they're going to
Sure.
tell you that, oh, but by the way, it really means this. No, a 2-year-old with
No,
a
by the
little
way,
bit of
this-
basic reading can understand what it says.
What I was saying
Yeah.
before is people don't realize how lucky we are. If you go over to UK and flip up a cop, they have the right to arrest you. That's what the auditors are doing. They're making sure that they're holding up their constitution.
It's
So we
freedom
don't
of
do that
speech.
shit.
Just
Alright.
all
Yo,
I'm telling
Catherine, New
you
York,
is
what
if
up?
you're arguing about the yelling fire in a crowded theater, look it up before you say anything about it, because I'm telling you right now, I am absolutely 100% unarguable correct on that. I mean, there's no argument saying that I am not correct because I am correct. I
Dude,
did there's a
that would be
whole thing
an
about that.
awesome video, though.
Yeah, actually, I almost did when I was doing research on that. I almost did do a video. Maybe I will do a video on that.
Yeah, do a
You
video.
should. You should.
Yeah.
I
And then have
may
a good
do a
point.
video on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can talk about the history of it.
You need to
like
bring
that.
back what you usually do. Even though you get at this motherfucker the way you is, and I love it. You need to
Well,
go back to
Keebler, you know what, Keebler, I might agree with that. I will tell you this. I lean. Here's the way I lean, and this is because everybody is a product of who they are as far as their opinion and how they form their opinions. So the way I look at it, I am not a sov sit type of guy. Like I am not a sovereign citizen type of guy. I am a person who believes that the government is a necessary evil. Some people that believe that we should not have any government or military or police force. I think those people are idiots. You know why I believe they're idiots? Because as soon as we don't have a government, a military, and a police force, our enemies come in droves, and we are no longer a free country because then we will abide by their rules and their laws,
exactly.
and they will take away our freedoms quicker than a cat can lick its ass.
All we want from our government is to uphold for what they signed up for.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So
That's all we want.
So those people that say, "Oh no, there's no reason," because Rogue Nation was one of them. Rogue Nation was telling me that, we shouldn't have a military, and the military, blah 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 blah, and we'll have a person with behind every blade of grass with a gun. Well, let me just tell you something: a small arm against a freaking MiG or a nuke really doesn't do a hell of a lot. Just saying.
All they got is they got bigger guns. They can take us out if they want.
You kind of need a military. You kind of do.
Because he's a probation right now. That's why.
Yeah. You kind of need a military nowadays. If you don't have a military, and for those people that say, "Oh, we need to get rid of the police entirely," I think you're an idiot too. I really do, because as soon as you do that, it's going to be a free for all, man. It's going to be a free for all.
I think he meant bad cops. Get rid of the bad cops.
Oh no, yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah, I want is good cops. All I want is good cops. People that's going to uphold their word, uphold their fucking.
In every group, no matter what group you're talking about, in every group there's good and bad, and there's nothing we can really. I mean, we can hold the bad ones accountable, right? But there's really not a whole lot you can do to keep bad people from doing bad things, other than just punishing them, which I believe qualified immunity should not be a thing.
We have to get rid of the cop unions. That's what
I believe police unions are not a good thing. I believe internal investigations are not a good thing. I believe
they self-interrogate.
Right.
Investigate.
I believe that the people that evaluate law enforcement officers should be elected officials, people that you elect to do such a job. Right?
Why can't you have you see those elected officials? Why one of the chairs is not for the public? Like literally for the purpose. Somebody that's for the public, not just you're set there based on the government. No, he's public. That seat is for the public. And
right.
The public is to talk with the fucking with the Congress and all that shit. Why don't we get one of those?
Well, I'm just stating my point.
Not that one person. I'm just saying. I just threw a thought out there. That's just in my head.
You know what's funny, right, Ranger? I sit there and marvel sometimes at my YouTube channel, and I think to myself, do people actually value what I say? Like, I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a regular freaking dude.
You understand? The shit everybody say, even you, bro. There's 1,000 other thoughts. I've come to conclusions on certain shit because of what y'all say up there.
Right, I'm not that damn important, but I do have a.
Your voice, everybody's voice is important. I don't know what you mean, brother. In my opinion, everybody's voice is important. Your opinion fucking matters, fucking chat. Greg's opinion matters. Fucking Indian matters, and everybody in this fucking chat in the comment section, they matter too.
Right,
everybody's opinion matters.
Freaking
right. But what I'm saying is, I just think it's funny because it's kind of weird to me. Like people look at me and go, "Amen, Tats, brother."
Tats,
blah,
thank you for
it's kind of funny,
brother.
Man. It's just funny to me. That's all. It's just funny. But I do my best.
Hold on.
Go right ahead, sir. Absolutely.
You know what? Get rid of the union of the cops. That's what we're gonna get. Get rid of the union of the police officers.
Right. I'm
good start,
Right. No, I agree. But the way I believe, I'm kind of a purist when it comes to the Constitution as far as the wording of it. I take it. I'm a person who reads it and translates it in a literal sense. So that's the point of view that I'm coming from. So when I read the words, I've looked up by the way, I did a video a while ago, but I think I deleted it a long time ago because it was all done in AI, which I try to get rid of all those old videos that I did. Maybe I'll redo a video like that. But what I did is I actually looked up every single word, even the simplest word in the First Amendment. And I defined each word, every word. And then I went back and looked at the definition of every single word, and then I determined what that meant. And what did it mean? Exactly what it said. That's what it meant. Just like I said, a person that would argue with what the First Amendment says.
Breaking it down word. That's that he just to clarify what he said. He's breaking it down word for word. And define every word for you so you can absolutely understand the combinations of words there.
Right. Every time they say all that,
protects us within our First Amendment.
It's like they're trying to take the dictionary and redefine it.
Right. That's the thing. I can't look at the. I'm going to tell you. I would challenge anybody. Please do this for me if you don't mind. If you disagree with what I'm saying, do that.
Listen
Do
to
that.
the challenge.
Go back and take each word, and even no matter how stupid it seems, because that's how I felt too when I was doing it. I was like, well, damn, I already know what that word means. But I said, screw it. I'm going to get the word and I'm going to look it up, and then I'm going to copy and paste the definition, whether I agree with the definition or not. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Boom. That's the definition of this. That's the definition of that. And then I'm going to go
Same for
back and
me.
reread it. That's what I did.
On your
Hey, yo,
communication.
guys, Gregory, thank you for having me up here. I'll probably come back, but I'm gonna step out for a little bit.
Okay, easy.
I'm gonna
Take
jump
care,
back
buddy.
up in
No
here.
problem.
Later, easy.
In case anything, I'm gonna jump back up in here. But
Later, easy.
I got the link. I hope you stay on a little longer. I know you do hours, 2 hours, but this is a great conversation, Gregory. You should keep it going and see where it takes it.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem, Tat. Indiana, I'll be back. And Gregory, I'll be
Take
back.
care, bro.
By the way, Easy, that is such a nice logo you got there. That
Hey,
is beautiful.
last night you said you were talking to Nightmare and you said something about if you didn't want the yellow or I mean the white around the logo.
Yeah, the edges. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do
So do you use a computer or a laptop or anything?
Yeah, I do.
So most Windows laptops come with a app called Paint. Do you have that?
Yeah.
So what you do is you take that. Now you're going to have to save the image on Canva, right? Whatever the
Yeah.
image is, with a transparent background, and then you insert that image onto Paint,
Okay.
and then you're going to have to, which it sucks because it's very meticulous, but you go and you choose the color, whatever color would match it the most, and then you go around the entire border of whatever it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing I do. And believe me, it's very tedious. And sometimes I'll spray the wrong damn color into the wrong other color, and
Oh, I bet
so
like kind of like the neon one that you made for me. If you wanted to do that with that.
yeah, absolutely. No,
Oh,
yeah,
I mean that would be like purple up at the corner, then black, and then it'd be
right,
oh,
exactly.
it'd take forever.
Oh, and well, it does. I'm not lying to you when I say it does. It does. But the more you do it, the quicker you'll get at it. Because
Yeah.
I've learned some little tricks and things like that. I do my videos completely different than what I did when I first started. Now, what I do, the Abe that goes up and down and talks as me, that's my little avatar thing.
Yeah.
What I do is I make a 10-second or a 10-minute block of just Abe standing there, and he goes up and down on the ends in the beginning, right? And then I
Mhm.
just keep that as a video. And then when I'm going through the video in places that I'm going to talk, I just paste that in those little strips.
Yeah.
And then what I do is then I go back and I make my commentary, right? What I'm going to say, and then I'll just trim it down to fit the commentary. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's so much quicker than copy and pasting Abe and making sure he's in the right effing place so he doesn't look weird when he comes up over here, but then he was sitting over here before. It's just the same thing, So,
I know what you mean.
yeah. So I do that to keep, but what I also do too is if I'm going through a video and I want to make remember in my last video, I made Kaiser scream like he was shot in the shoulder and he was blaming it on the black guy.
Yeah.
So I made that as a separate video and I uploaded it and then downloaded it again and brought it into that video.
Okay.
That's how I did it.
Oh, if you do make a video about screaming or fired theater, you should make Kaiser the person screaming since he got away from so many other things.
I made one where a cop was shoving a nightstick up his ass. I made where he's screaming like that, going ah. I did that.
I know, this is great.
I did it with the shot. I was gonna make it where he was stung by a bee, but it was already too late because I made it with him with the Band-Aid on his shoulder because the bee story wasn't quite out yet. So before I wanted to do it, but then I said, damn it, I made that for nothing if I do it. So I made it. and that's about it. My biggest thing that I want right now is to make the mouth move of Abe. That's really what I want. I want Abe's mouth to move. Even if it's not in time exactly with what I'm saying, I just want his damn mouth to move. He looks kind of weird. He looks like he's a vegetable just standing there like a freaking statue.
I'll try to get in contact with do you know who Citizen Z?
I don't know, but if it's a guy like that one
No,
dude that
he makes these amazing videos, and he used to work for Disney. And
really?
Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
older guy.
You made me one time on a panel.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
You talked to
Citizen Z. Yeah.
About 3 months ago, I believe.
I'll
Wasn't
I'll
it? Any
email-
other older than that?
I'll
Right.
either
It's
email
called-
him or I'll
It's
try to
called
talk to him on his
Citizen
panel or something.
Revenge. That's his
Dude,
name.
I
Citizen
do
Revenge.
every animation other than what Canva allows you to do, and you know how to do that, where you can make a path of where something's going to move or whatever. But to articulate the arms and the legs of something to make them move independently, if I want to make a skeleton flip somebody off or something like that, I have to do that frame by frame, and usually by 0.01 second at a time. Like that little bee that I had that said, Kaiser, I made you my bitch. I actually made that 0.01 second at a time, that little mouth movement.
Wow.
And that was like I think that took like 15 separate frames just to make him say that. So but what I did is I made one photo of the bee's mouth open and one photo of the bee's mouth closed, and then I made each a 0.1 second segment of it, and then I just alternated them to try to match the audio as it was talking. So that's kind of how I did it, but it gets tedious.
Yeah.
It gets tedious, but I don't know.
Next
I
time
don't know.
Next time he has live, or I'll email him or something like that.
Just call me Walter Elias Disney. That's all. Did you know his middle name was Elias?
No, I didn't.
Walter Elias Disney. I even had somebody tell me one time that his last name was World, Walt Disney World. But his full name is Walter Eli. Did you know that Donald Duck has a middle name?
No, I did not.
Gregory, what's Donald Duck's middle name?
Indiana, I think. I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
His middle name starts with the letter F. And it's a
Frank?
name you'll never guess. Nope. Donald. I know some of you guys are.
It's that with an F on
Are you Googling it, Gregory?
No, I'm not.
Yes,
Don't
he
you
is.
lie.
No, I'm
He's
not.
lying. He's lying.
No, I'm
Why
not.
you always lying? It is Fauntleroy. Donald Fauntleroy Duck. Yep. There you go, man. I can tell you all about. I know some of my Disney stuff, man.
Yeah, no thanks.
You don't like Disney? Neither do I, really.
No, I mean I do. I just
I believe Mickey Mouse
It's
is
good-
secretly
it's
a
good.
rat.
I think it's good to learn new stuff every day, but I'd rather learn something that I can use.
Well, let me ask you a question,
Something
Indiana.
important.
Let me ask you a question. Here's something very important. If a rooster lays an egg on a pointed rooftop, which way does the egg roll?
What?
If a rooster lays an egg on top of a pointed rooftop, which way does the egg roll?
Roosters don't lay eggs.
Oh, you smart ass.
Duh.
Okay, let me
I was thinking, like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, roosters don't lay eggs. There you go.
let me tell you a question. Okay. If cops don't have the union at all, would it be better a little bit, or it would be the same? If the cops don't have no union at all, no union.
Would it be better or would it be the same?
Yeah.
I think it would be if they didn't have one. I think it would be better.
Yes. It would be,
I think you would have less cops. People would find other jobs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Serious?
Yeah, I think so because I think that they wouldn't be
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know because they are paying them a lot of money.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but that's because of.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes, I know.
So I don't know, and
They need better training. They need
Oh,
training.
Chopper, 1920s, because I know everybody's gonna say 1940s, but it's the 1920s. That was the Roaring 20s, man. There was there was women flopping their sloppers out on those playing cards in the 1920s, and I'm confident in that. Survey said. Please let me be right. Please let me.
What was the question?
25 people here. Wow. I had 40 10 minutes ago. Man, I remember when it started, only 5 people. You remember that, Tabs?
Yeah. It'd be in the 1920s, not the 40s.
Yeah, I mean 1920s,
What are you
man.
guys
Those are
talking
the
about?
1940s shit. Everybody's more concerned about the wars and shit. Like
right. They're not out there flopping their floppers around. Kimmy's floppers look like chicken cutlets.
I still don't think I still do not believe it that she's real.
That's as good. I wonder if he can expand to Ukraine, Russian, Israel, Hamas, American policing being reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
We need a Pandal. Bow may be what? Bow may be. I can't read that because of the damn. They need to move that heart. They need to move that
Gregory,
damn heart.
You're monetized, right?
Yes.
Can you move that heart if you're
Right.
monetized?
So though, just suggestion. I would not talk about Ukraine or.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
I did
yeah,
not-
that's why. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, let's call them the country of urine and Ruskin and
Same thing with Israel.
Izzy or hummus. Okay.
Why, Indiana? Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but a lot of people have been getting strikes and been hit.
Oh, because of that? Okay.
I agree with you, Keebler. I agree with you on that. I don't like the heart. I think that's stupid. I think it's unnecessary and stupid, and it blocks what people say. At least on my screen, doesn't it do it on everybody's screen? Because it blocks part of the word sometimes. I can't read the whole thing until it moves up.
I hate the heart.
I know I haven't been around for a while
side,
because
not the right side. You know?
Oh, can I remove it? How do you remove it?
Gregory, you know the reason why I haven't been around for a while, but I still care about you, buddy. So.
No.
How do I remove it? Can I remove it? How do I do that? I can go into settings and remove my shit. Can I do it on my page too? Then I guess. Oh, well, I'll look into that and see how I can do that because I hate that thing.
Well,
I don't know how to remove Kibble. I know how to move it.
Remove stuff off of StreamYard?
No. The heart, the little heart thing,
you
the little emoji heart, the emoji heart thing that people tap. I don't like that fucking thing, man. It pisses me off.
That should put it on the left side, not the right side. No.
Manny, I'm gonna yell fire in the next movie I go to just because you said that. I'm just gonna stand up and yell fire.
Put this on my comment page. I'm gonna sing at 5:30. Put this in the song request. Please put it in my current page. I sing at 5:30. Any song request, please put it in my current page. Thank you.
I'm gonna start singing that song. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. Oh. Is it morbid of me to want to play that song when you're watching in World War II when they're using the flamethrowers on the enemy? Is that evil of me? Because every time I see that, and I do watch a lot of war movies
thanks,
and stuff,
it's good to know.
I always think of that song every time I see somebody running out of the bunker on fire. That guy is on fire.
Guys, if you have song requests, please put on my community page. Then I go back at 5 o'clock and I would click on their songs.
Those crispy critters, you know what I mean? Running around. I would hate to be burned alive, by the way. That would probably be the
Yeah,
worst way to go.
yes, I know. I was shocked he was here, class the bro. I was shocked, very shocked.
Don't be shocked, Gregory. Don't be shocked. Don't be tased.
Hey, Gravy, what's up?
Hey, I have to go, but Gregory,
Okay.
when are you gonna start singing again?
5:30.
5:30? Okay.
So,
Oh, and then I need, somebody told me you know how to do emojis.
do I have to do? Do I know how to do what?
Emojis.
Gregory, I am an emoji.
Because people join my membership. I want to get emojis, but I don't know how to do it.
So
Yeah,
you should. Oh, I was looking at your membership, and if you want more members, this is just my suggestion, and
Okay.
you should have everybody in the chat also answer, see if that's a good idea or not. But I think you should also add the possibility for 99 cents or $1
I
a
did.
month.
No.
No, it's just $2.99.
Oh,
Because there's a lot of people out there that can't afford that, you know.
Oh, thank
I
you,
didn't
thank
know
you,
that.
Keebler. I appreciate that.
Let me go back on later on tomorrow. I change it. Next thing, I thought I put 99
Hey,
cents.
I have a suggestion that I want to see. I want you singing. I'm gonna put it in the private.
Okay.
All right, Greg, I'm going to drop down too because I got some stuff I got to do.
Okay.
I know you don't like it when I leave because I'm so fluffy and so lovable.
Okay,
And
guys, I'm gonna end this too.
And I make your chat smell like cinnamon. But yeah, I got to go too, Greg. Yeah, and you guys have a great night, Greg. You
There
are
you
the
go,
best. Indiana, you are
All right.
great as well.
Take care, Tats.
Cynthia, Sean Little, Manny
Yeah,
Mushroom.
goodbye, everybody in the chat. I'm sorry.
The horse.
Bye, and then thanks for coming in, bro.
Yeah.
Manny Mushroom, Sean Liver, Little. I don't call him Sean Liver.
Just text me
Keebler Elf.
some information, okay? Indiana, text
Everybody,
me, okay?
Claiborne,
Yeah,
Barbara
hey.
Rogers,
Always.
all of you folks, Havoc, everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys all, and thanks for coming to Gregory's channel as well. Even
And
though
thank you, everyone.
he doesn't appreciate you the way I do. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, you guys have a good night.
Guys, thank you for
We
coming
all
in.
love you. Have
Or Jen
love,
Wow.
peace,
Hi, Jen Wow.
and freedom.
Oh yeah. Jim was asking what he was. Jim was talking to orbital modules. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a thing on my where I can make them, but I mean,
No, I mean, do you have a website for it or no?
I can look it up I can look up, see if I can find a website for you to do it.
Okay, please, yeah, and you send it in my text. Okay, guys, see you at 5:30 of the singing. It won't be in here. It will be a regular studio. And Indiana, thanks
Later,
for everything.
brother.
You see you later, brother. Bye, everyone. I love you guys. See you at 5:30. See you, guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget, guys, if you want some requests, please put up that on a community page. Please. Thank you. Love you guys. God bless you.